Living forever wouldn't be bad. At least not inherently. And I'm tired of everyone claiming otherwise. As a way of convincing themselves that death is not a terrible thing, it totally is, sometimes people will make arguments about why immortality would be much, much worse. And by looking at this, they'll reach conclusions about how death is necessary for life to be good in the first place. Argument 1. Death gives life meaning. For if it weren't for the fact that things ended for us, life would lose its urgency, nothing would be worth doing, right? No. Who, watching this video, truly bears their own mortality in mind when doing anything? I don't think most people do. I think most of us live in quite the opposite way. We always assume tomorrow is guaranteed, that there's always more time, and we happily go about our lives believing this until we're just no longer able to. Some tragedy strikes, school ends, or it's our birthday. Again, I think we'd happily never think about death if we didn't have to. I certainly won't deny that we can use our mortality as something to create meaning out of our lives, but I think we can make meaning out of anything. I think it's something we make, it's something we construct. If death didn't give us meaning, we'd find some other way to get it. We might embrace the absurdity of forever pushing our rocks up a hill, much like a happy Sisyphus who many try to embody in this mortal life anyway. Argument 2. Being immortal, you would outlive anyone you ever loved or made a connection with, and so you'd be lonely for an eternity. This argument always puzzles me. Yes, you would witness much more tragedy living forever, but that could be offset by the amount of great things that you could experience. A mortal life is full of tragedy anyway, but generally we still think it's worth it. Every relationship or connection you make will end, through death or otherwise. Living forever will just alter the ratio a bit. I think we forget that if you truly were to live forever, you would be fundamentally a different creature than a regular human. Your outlook would change. Sure, you might be sad for a century, but you'd have an eternity to sort your head out. You could see so many therapists. You would find a way to create connections despite your differences with everyone else, which we all kind of have to do anyway. It's a problem you could solve. And argument 3. Supposedly, if you've lived for an infinitely long time, then every possible situation and combination of events would eventually happen to you. And so nothing would be precious or exciting or extraordinary because you'd always get to experience the next thing and you'd never have to make any sacrifices over what you did. This is just incorrect. You can have an infinity which doesn't contain every combination of events. For instance, this video could loop forever, but I guarantee you it'll never suddenly become The Matrix. Just because something goes on forever doesn't mean it goes through every possible iteration. In conclusion,